Thanks to Greg at EgoSoft for providing me with the keys to the X4 Tides of Avarice, Cradle of Humanity, and Split Vendetta expansions. Space. It's pretty big, and there's a lot of it. These are the voyages of Captain Saka. My mission? To start with one ship and 10,000 credits, and make a name for myself. Will I trade? Will I fight? I don't know. But join me, won't you? This is X4, a roleplay series. Hello again, everyone, and welcome back to Saka's Space Vlogs. And you can see the very large star of Avarice out the window, which means we are here in Riptide Raker Space. Don't mind me, I'm talking to myself. And we are here to pick up some things that I was pondering in the last episode to get some processing done, some of that scrap metal out there in scale plate space, and Addy will be able to accommodate. Hello, sir. Yes, we would like some blueprints, please. We need some processing modules, and we need both the scrap processor and the scrap recycler. And while we're at it, we'll pick up the medium ship blueprint for the Manticore, and that will allow us to pick things up. However, I do need to look real quick.
Good luck out there.
At purchasing the Manticore and see what extra goodies it needs, so we can get them from Addy too. All right, so when we buy a Manticore, of course, we need medium engines. So we got those covered. We have our thrusters covered. We have our shields covered. Turrets, we need scrap tractors. All right, so that is going to be something that we don't have. All right, Mr. Addy, I would like some scrap tractors, please. Not to harvest fields or anything of that nature, but is it a weapon? Ah, so it is a turret. All right, scrap tractor for 142. That ain't bad at all. Thank you very much, good sir.
Good luck out there.
Yes, that is my hope and goal. All right, in the meantime, Mr. Slammer, go ahead and resume your duties.
This ship will be undocking soon. Can I help?
Yes, sir. Go ahead and fly us back to the Tiger's Claw in Argon Prime. Now let's get a plot set up with an admin station with those new scrap things, and then our shipyard or wharf can actually start crafting us up a Manticore. So I believe it was up here, Silent Witness 12, with all of the scrap. What I can do is I can go ahead and send the Tiger's Claw ahead to sort of cover the building to make sure nothing bad happens to the plot. Plus, if we manage to find us a scale plate ship just sort of chilling, that would be awesome as well. Now, don't worry about recalling subordinates, just fly and wait. Mr. Slammer is already on his way, so hopefully we will sort of intercept the Tiger's Claw on their way through Silent Witness, perhaps. But in order to get ready, why not? Let's try to build one of these Manticores. The Manticore Tug, outstanding. All right, so we need some all-around engines. So we've got Paranid Combat Mark III. That's 464 engine parts. Okay. If we do travel, I'm thinking we don't need sheer acceleration, but then again, can they even boost? I'm thinking maybe just the overall speed would be better as it, plops around. So the best speed we can get just base without thrusting is, of course, the Mark III Paranid engines. For thrusters, why not Combat Mark III? That way we can get good yaw, pitch, and roll for when they're picking up the scrap. Of course, we will put our Paranid Mark II shields on it. And for our turrets, we want 3 scrap tractors. Outstanding. Software might as well go with the long-range scanner, the basic scanner. We'll do targeting and trade just in case. It's not eating into our engine parts or anything of that nature. As far as consumables, we don't need anything of that nature. And we will grab a captain and assign as needed. So we'll go ahead and add that to our shopping list. We'll do one for now while we see how it works. And once we get in some more engine parts, we can build some other stuff. So we'll go ahead and confirm that. Hopefully that will put that at the top of our queue. as I kind of want my Manticore first, please. All right, so once we get those engine parts in, we are indeed number 1. How are we with our engine parts? Okay, so we've got a buy order, and Argon High-Tech Trader is actually coming in 10 minutes away with 400 of those parts. We've got a lot on order, that is for sure. We just need them to come to us here. Yes, indeed, all of these wrecks in Silent Witness. This is where we are going to set up shop. So without further ado and delay, let's go right by this gate here and purchase a plot if we can. So a brand new plot, let's start with a 4x4x4. Should be enough to do such things as these, and it doesn't cost a thing. That's what I like to see. So we'll go right about there or so, and we'll go ahead and continue. We'll first put down an administration station. I think that is going to allow us to claim this sector. So that is a good start. I don't think we need to be like really defensive. We don't need to put an awful lot of turrets and things like that on here. So we'll just confirm those module changes there and watch the price increase as we go. Next up, we need processing. So let's put the recycler. Okay, so we need a bigger plot. Man, that recycler extends way down. Okay. We'll close that menu then and adjust this plot size. Let's see, this will be the Silent Witness defense platform indeed. All right, so let's make sure. There we go, 4x4x4. We'll continue that. Now we should have enough to do these processing modules. So the scrap recycler hanging off of the side there. All right, so it needs 72,000 energy cells an hour. Holy crap. All right, next up we will put our scrap processor. All right, docking modules so that folks can come buy our hull parts. We'll put, all right, why you know? All right, do we need to make this bigger? Yeah, 17 by 17 by 17 should be enough. There is our Teladi 3 tier. Let's grab a 3 medium 6 basic as well. All right, energy cells. So I'm not sure how many energy cells this thing will require, but we might need to put several solar panels on it, that is for sure. I'm not sure how many per hour we can place here. Let's put a pair of energy cells, so 10,500 an hour, and we need 72,000 an hour. Yeah, in order to hold all of that crap, we definitely need a large container. That'll be 1 million meters cubed. And we'll leave enough space off the side that we can grow. Now we can put in a lot of energy cell production. We may go 7. That way it can kind of keep up. And we have the space for it, that's for sure. All right, so 7 energy cell productions put up. All right, so energy cells go into there, then raw scrap, which will be picked up by missing storage. What kind of storage do we need, good sir? Aha, so raw scrap is a solid storage. Gotcha. And just in case, we'll put 2 solid storages down. All right, so looking at the flow, now we're just waiting for raw scrap and energy cells. That gets turned into scrap metal. That scrap metal and energy cells makes Claytronics and hull parts. Outstanding. And just in case, we'll turn on the high preset to get some turrets in. 13 million credits for construction. As far as builders are concerned, I imagine Argon Prime is going to have some builders for us indeed. We'll go ahead and hire you, good sir. And now it's just a matter of making sure we get all of the product in. There's no restriction. Anyone can bring stuff. And then hopefully the builder will put out an all points bulletin that we are ready to start construction here. And meanwhile, while we were faffing about, look at what is sitting in our shipyard. Outstanding. Let's go take a look at this Manticore here. Officially give it a name, meet the pilot. See if we can give any seminars to help improve. But that's okay. They'll be under the command of a manager. So I believe the manager is going to be more important than the actual pilot in here. But it wouldn't hurt to make sure that a good pilot is in here. That is an interesting contraption indeed. All right, so how do we get in? Hello? I see you up there. But how do we get in? Aha, the backside of the underbelly. All right, so this is a Manticore, eh? I'm already getting trapped on the rails. Have that removed, Corporal. All right. So if we were to do such things as these, and interesting that I guess that's so we could use a spacesuit, but you know, there's no other place to go, so I could see that. All right, a nav console. Pleasure to have you aboard, Miss Aldon.
Can I help?
Ah, so a 2-star pilot already. Awesome. What
Goodbye.
you will do, Miss Alden, is we will attach you to my capital ship, the Tiger's Claw. That way you'll fly to where you'll need to be, and once you are ready for scrap collection, you'll be awesome. So how about defend Commander Gamma? That way you're on your own group.
Can I help?
Feel free to take off. And without any weapons on this thing, I need you to stay free and clear from all xenon, if you please. And we will rename this Manticore the SS-32 Knot. So, I hope you are ready for scrap collection, but it will be a minute, don't worry. It's not like you're gonna be under pressure, but I just want to get this station up and then watch you work, ma'am. All right, the next step we want to do is have Mr. Sheneman do some work and bring in those parts that I don't think we are going to be able to get. So first and foremost, we need some turret components. So let's see where we can purchase those from. All right, so Vigor Space, we can do that. We need 1,700 turret components. And, we can only haul 853. All right, Mr. Sheneman, yeah, go ahead and do that and then drop those off at our station if you please. Huh, an Argon food trader is fleeing into our construction zone. So what in the gravy is in Silent Witness 11 that would cause the Argon to flee, unless it was a pillager? So maybe that food trader got jumped by a pirate and ran to the safety of the Tiger's Claw's weapons systems. Okay, that's valid. All right, Mr. Sheneman is on his way to pick up those turret components, as many as the Caterpillar could hold, 853, and then he'll be on his way. Yeah, so he's got to jump all the way to Windfall the Horde, and then he's got to get all the way back up to Silent Witness 12. Once he does get up here, I will officially assign him as a build storage trader so that he'll go out and try to find those parts as well. But this is going to be a pretty long process, I feel. We're sort of off the beaten path here. But luckily, the Vulture is bringing us all of our energy cells in one fell swoop. It's everything else that's going to be a little bit rough. All right, the Knot has entered the scrap space. And yeah, there is plenty of scrap here. We'll more than likely be assigning a lot of Manticores to this zone to produce those Claytronics and hull parts, and probably a large trader. It depends on what the production cycle is like, if we can accumulate a lot of Claytronics and hull parts, but definitely some traders to take our goods elsewhere out into space. All right, flying by our build storage, there is the first step in creating a big old scrapyard over here, and I'm pretty excited. to get some scrapping done to see exactly what's going on. We might also be able to get one of those large ships that can haul the big pieces. I think that would be pretty fun as well if we can afford that blueprint and get one of those ships made. That would be awesome. I don't remember if that was the Barbarossa or which ship exactly, but I'll find out. But Miss Alden, that slender thing in front of you will be home for the next day or so, I would imagine. It may not look like much, but she's got it where it counts. You know, I just thought of something. I'm asking traders to bring some very profitable stuff through scale plate space. I'm almost baiting them to come build our scrapyard. I didn't think about that. Hopefully they don't dump their cargo. Otherwise, the poor caterpillar is going to be doing the majority of the work, I think. Yeah, the one bad thing about having just one medium landing bay is the Gumption's Gambit is now in storage. All right, Miss Alden, feel free to get up and move about the Tiger's Claw. The knot will be safe and sound here. Let's go request. Can we request a ship? Yeah, let's request Gumption's Gambit. All right, Miss Alden, we'll see you when the factory is built. And Mr. Slammer in the Gumption's Gambit is assuming his place here on the launch pad on a ready position, just in case it gets hot. I'm not anticipating it to get hot, but there were some cock around, and we need to put that to bed in case they decide to attack. So Gumption's Gambit is now ready to go. And yes, indeed, word is starting to get around. We've got our Claytronics deliveries coming in. We've got 3 hull part deliveries coming in. The Caterpillar is coming with the turret components, and the Talati Energy Trader is still coming with all of our energy cell needs. All right, Miss Nakano, not a whole lot going on, but I still want you to be proactive just in case. So if you could please protect a position, and we will protect this position right here. Let's say this area right here and 40K. Go ahead and confirm that. So now the Tiger's Claw and Battle Group will be actively patrolling the construction area just in case someone is starting to feel froggy or a pirate wants to try to stick up the construction crew. Master Shanneman, put the hammer down, good sir. Just in silent witness, 2 jumps to go before he even picks up the turret components. Yeah, I'll feel better once he is properly assigned to the build storage group, and hopefully he can find some things in Silent Witness 1 that we need. All right, good news, Construction Mammoth has arrived in system, so that's one less worry that I have to have. Yeah, we'll continue to hire them as needed. I'm not going to go buy the blueprint for a Mammoth. I don't think it would be financially responsible to do that. Unless we were going to build like 800 stations, something like that, then it would pay off eventually. But for now, we'll just keep having the Argon assist us, because the Argon is cool enough to buy ships from us. All right, Argon High-Tech Trader Ides Vanguard has made it. So the High-Tech Ides Vanguard is, yeah, bringing some Claytronics, so awesome. One thing I didn't count on was this Vigor Keep Safe, where we're buying the turret components. That's where that Earl King is sitting, and they didn't really like me flying there. Hopefully they don't have a problem with Mr. Shinneman, but, I mean, everything looks okay so far. The laser towers are not making a fuss. Do we still have information about the Earl King? The crew on board and things like that? Alright, so some 2.5-star Marines, and then some other Marines as well. So they only have 35 Marines on board. I mean, granted, one of them is a pretty stout fighter, but then the rest are service crew. A lot of service crew. Yeah, I don't know what their overall strength would be with 35 total Marines, especially since the Tiger's Claw has how many Marines? 61 Marines, and our most experienced Marines are more experienced than theirs. Yeah, I think maybe one more capture mission with my Marines, and we would have quite the veteran crew. and may be able to take the Earl King sooner rather than later. All right, trade complete and no ill anything. Awesome. All right, Mr. Shinneman, go ahead and bring those turret components back. And one thing I also noticed is Lydia in the Amazon is dropping off some medical supplies to the Vigor shipyard. Once she is done with that, we'll get her on build storage trading as well. So we'll have 2 Encore with a lot of storage space helping out. All right, Lydia in the Amazon is going to buy 198 advanced electronics, 495 field coils, 825 shield components. So that should, if we take a look, get us nearly everything. So the turret components and the hull parts are going to be the last things, but we have now started building the Argonne Administrative Center. 8 minutes and 45 seconds away. So the construction ship has finally got everything they need to begin the actual construction. And then once that actual construction is done, then we can officially assign the Caterpillar and the Amazon to go pick up what's left, if there is any left really, when all is said and done. All right, 12 seconds until the Argonne Administrative Center is up and running, and that will be the first part of our new station. And we'll see if this hex turns green when it is complete, since, yes indeed, so we own Silent Witness 12. I think we can actually rename that, and once the Caterpillar does its wear exchange, we will assign it to trading for build commander storage, and we can find ourselves a bit of a manager. So without further ado and delay, let's name Silent Witness 12. The sector will now be renamed to Sokka's Junkyard. Seems fitting enough. Now let's see if we can find a manager fitting of the Junkyard. So let's go with Ashunti Gilharno. Work somewhere else for me if you please. And then she will be manager at the Junkyard. And then we can calm her up. Nice, give her a management seminar. And Ashunti Gilharno, where did that increase her up to? Nice, 3-star manager as well. Can we? Nope, no more management. So, goodbye indeed. The Junkyard Station now has a manager. All right, Mr. Shenneman, you are now trading for Commander Build Storage Alpha. So as soon as he undocks, he will be assigned to the new commander, and our new manager, Miss Ashunti, will be dictating where the Caterpillar is going to go. It looks like what is left is hull parts and turret components, and that looks to be about it. So not too awful much work for Mr. Shinneman to do. All right, Mr. Shinneman has found something here. Going to buy 929 turret components. Looking at that will that complete it, or will that be just short? Ha. Meanwhile, Miss Keppel is heading to the last pickup to buy 825 shield components in 18 billion. Then it's just a few jumps up to the Sokka's Junkyard, and then we'll assign her to build storage as well if there is need. By the time she gets up here, there may be the final shipment of hull parts coming in. The Tiger's Claw flying overhead of our admin station, and you can see right there the next step in the recycling process is well underway. Thankfully, we have more than enough material to complete the rest of the build without the turrets. I think the things that we're lacking is just to make the turrets happen. So it should be a pretty standard construction from here on out. And I wonder if I can go ahead and assign the knot to this station. Let's give her the old college try, shall we? So the knot and salvage for Commander Beta. Aha! So it looks like Gumption's Gambit is indeed going into the hold, which will raise the knot up, and we'll fly on board, see what the scrap is all about. All right, Miss Alden, show me what this thing can do. I am interested. All right, she's got something. So the first wreck is dead ahead. Is that it right there? All right, all 3 tractors. I don't see exactly what she's pulling though. And this may all be for naught, haha, pun intended, because our station isn't built yet. I'm just doing this to see what's up. It'll be interesting to see what happens once this actually does kick off. As a matter of fact, let me take a look here at our shipyard. Yeah, so the scrap recycler is 11 seconds away from being done. Then they'll move to the scrap processor. And I believe she gave me, yeah, no trades failed to auto salvage. Okay, so hopefully, but she has brought the wreck over. Yeah, we just don't have the ports open to get this thing recycled. All right, so the scrap recycler is done, then scrap processor is coming in. So what is the first step? Processing the raw scrap. Okay. All right, 20 seconds until the scrap processor is done. Then I think we will reassign the knot to it, and we should be able to at least see the first stage. It may not be able to produce until there is sufficient storage. That's something we'll have to take a look-see as well. But just sort of experimenting and seeing exactly what I need here. All right, so not, if you please, salvage for Commander Beta. All right, Miss Alden. Now that the next module is done, can we do something with this scrap? Now, Lydia in the Amazon is about to dock up and do 3 different wear exchanges, which should put this thing nearly built. You can see that the Amazon is responsible for the field coils, the shield components, and the advanced electronics. The Caterpillar is coming back with turret components, and that just leaves some hull parts. And I believe that will indeed complete the whole order, so the Amazon doesn't have to stick around and build for Commander or fill out the build storage for the Commander, so we can get her back into Vigor Syndicate space and continuing improving relations there. Or do we send Lydia out to Terran space to try to improve relations with the Terrans? That's an area that I think needs some love, so maybe Lydia will be heading Earthway. Ah, Lydia found a big one, 1.4 million. So buying protein paste from the Terrans and executing the trays to sell that protein paste. Interesting. So, Lydia, thank you for finding that trade. 1.4 million in profits. That's what I like to see. And good luck out there. Don't get jumped, and we will catch you later. Then what I did was I pulled off the energy cells, let them drop, and then put them back on where I wanted them. That way it moved the medium solid storages into place after the large containers. So literally as soon as these containers are done, I believe our Manticore, the knot, can start getting these things produced, and we can finally see what that's all about. All right, Miss Alden, I think, looking at our planned build, the only thing left is energy cells to get started and another medium storage. So we do have storage for the raw scrap and storage for the energy cells. As a matter of fact, yeah, don't buy. We'll just buy up to, say, 17,000. This energy freighter can drop off the energy cells. I just want to see this kick off. And what we can do is see if Miss Alden can actually do her orders now. So no trades allowed. All right, go ahead and auto salvage. We'll see if she can bring it to the station now that there is storage there for the scrap. It won't be able to be processed, of course. Aha, deliver salvage. For the first time, Miss Alden is heading to our station to drop something off. I don't actually see what she's got. According to the map, the wreck is following her. She is tugging something along. And there is the first part of our station looking good. It looks like we have a bit of a landing bay there, perhaps where the scrap will come from. All right, scrap doors opening up. I don't see the scrap in question, but once one does go in, we'll look and see how much scrap that was and what the process is going to look like here. All right, so I guess it went in, and Miss Alden is going to be looking for more scrap, yes? Yeah, she's already grabbing the next one. All right, let's take a look at the overview here. So that was 416 raw scrap for that one. And we take 1 raw scrap and 10 energy cells to make 1 scrap metal. So it looks like this door is staying closed. She's trying to put the scrap over the door, but the door isn't opening. So I don't know if it's a thing where it has to process what's in it before it takes more. Is that a thing? Yeah, incoming ship selling raw scrap. The knot, 888. But the door ain't opening. All right, the Pelican Sentinel has just got here. So this may be our first load of 40,000 energy cells. And when that does drop, we will have more than enough energy cells for our drones, as well as an excess in energy cells as well, which will then allow us to see if we start producing scrap metal. Boom, big energy cell, and indeed scrap metal is picking up. Okay, so it needs, man, 90,000 an hour. And now that is the case. Yeah, the energy freighter's dropping off another batch, it seems. And then I'm curious to see if the knot will then be able to drop off the scrap that it's got. All right, first batch of scrap metal done. Claytronics are now kicked in. It takes 72,000 energy cells and 1,800 scrap metal an hour. Now we've got my faction set on energy cells. So this should just run self-sufficiently. We'll give it the money for operation that it needs. And now we should be okay. And then the next thing I want to see, because the knot is still delivering salvage. All right, so all the energy cells have been dropped off. My faction. And then the scrap metal production is kicking through. So we've got 704 raw scrap inside right now. Ooh, the knot is bringing 9,573. All right, so that pushes 450 scrap metal in. The Claytronics uses 1,800 per hour. The hull parts use 450 per hour. So, is this door opening up? Is the knot able to actually deliver the raw scrap? Yeah, it's just, I want to see what happens when the raw scrap... Okay, so there is no more raw scrap whatsoever. So the knot should be bringing this scrap in. Deliver salvage. Aha, so indeed the knot was able to deliver 9,420 raw scrap. All right, so our storage should not be an issue. We're working on the rest of the energy cells now. So we have 1 million meters cubed of solid and 1 million meters cubed of container. And neither one are even close to being filled. So it just comes down to putting out enough energy cells to start the next transaction. So there's 9,350 raw scrap in there now. and they use 9,000 an hour. So they have over an hour's worth of scrap in there already. We just need to have an hour's worth of energy cells, and that is going to be 90,000 energy cells an hour. So we're still might be short. We're producing 21,000 energy cells an hour. So once we get up to 7, that'd be what, 74,000 per hour? We actually might need a few more panels to help sustain. But we are indeed producing slowly and surely hull parts and Claytronics. It looks like it alternates between the two. If we can put out enough scrap metal, if we can indeed put out that 9,000 scrap metal per hour, that only uses 1,800 scrap per hour and 450 scrap per hour. So if we can get the most out of this, then we're going to be waiting on these productions, and we can actually add another scrap metal processor. But we definitely don't need any more raw scrap processing, that is for sure. That just eats the energy cells for sure. If that's the case, then that is going to be a huge bottleneck as well, waiting on the raw scrap metal to use 9,000 an hour. That means our Manticore won't be able to place anything in this container for another hour. So that is not conducive to efficient production, I don't believe. I mean, it's all money for free now, but still, it's a little disappointing if that is indeed the case. But I'm sure Miss Aldon will continue to do such things as these. You can see those solar panels under production, trying to make up for the massive power we apparently need to get that done, that is for sure. But yeah, in the meantime, what I'll do is I'll look and see why, and see what our bottleneck is here. I'll do some more hiring for some more Marines, because I think with the amount of veterans that we have, we might be able to go after that Earl King next time. But I'll do some stuff off camera, and I will see you next time. Thank you so much for tuning in, and for Miss Aldon and our new tractor ship, I will see you next week.